Is it possible to be a feminist and actually practice Islam?
That is a good question that is going to require somewhat of a complex answer. I used to call myself a Muslim feminist. I no longer do. I call myself a Muslim and a feminist, and my Islam and my feminism are on separate parts of my being. But I belong to a movement called Musawa, and Musawa is the Arabic word for equality. It's a movement, a global movement for equality and justice in the Muslim family. It was launched in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia in 2009. And that movement brings together scholars of Islam, activists, writers like myself, and others who identify with the goals of Musawa. Now, among Musawa's members is a woman who is a personal hero of mine and a mentor, an African-American scholar of Islam called Amina Wadud. Amina Wadud identifies as an Islamic feminist. So I'm a Muslim and a feminist. She says I'm an Islamic feminist. Amina in 2005, March of 2005, in this city, New York, where I used to live at the time, led us in the first public Friday prayer. She was the imam in the first mixed, and it was a mixed gender Friday prayer. It was men and women praying side by side. Some of us, I think I was one of 2 women who didn't wear a headscarf, and I had my period. So I broke all kinds of laws. But I took part in this prayer as a Muslim and as a feminist. Amina led us in this prayer as a woman imam, as an Islamic feminist. Amina believes you can be a Muslim and a feminist because she reinterprets the religion. She has studied at Al-Azhar, which is where all the clerics of the world, of the Sunni world, go and study, so where they can then go and spread the message of Sunni Islam. Amina believes that you can be an Islamic feminist. The reason I don't call myself a Muslim feminist, but I do believe you can be a Muslim and a feminist, but I wanted to complicate the answer for you for a bit, is because I don't want to engage in my verse versus your verse. I don't want to... Now, Amina produces the verses that are feminist and that say things like, the Prophet was married to Khadija. The Prophet's last sermon said, you must treat women well. If there was a time where certain things, just as in the Bible or the Torah, were acceptable, now they're no longer acceptable, that kind of stuff. So it's an active feminist reinterpretation of Islam. I'm fighting so many things. I'm so glad that there are women like Amina around. My feminism is much more of a secular kind. I say it's 2015, it's against the law. So I need a law that helps me with this, but I also understand that there were people before that Friday prayer who contacted us, because at the time I was a board member of the Progressive Muslim Union of North America, and we were co-sponsors of this prayer. I went to this prayer, no questions asked, but there were some people who contacted us and said, I need the religious justification for why this prayer is okay. And if I want those people along with me in this revolution, this social sexual revolution, I need Musawa, and I need women like Amina Wadud, who can then give me the verse and the saying of the Prophet and the Sunnah of the Prophet that will then allow those who need Islam to come before their feminism to come to the prayer. And at the launch of Musawa, there were 2 young women that I found very inspiring at the meeting. My roommate was a British Pakistani Muslim. And she would say to me often, if it's a competition between my Islam and my feminism, my Islam will win. But there was an Egyptian feminist who I've gotten to know much more since, and who recently launched, before the revolution, launched an anti-street sexual harassment movement called Harassmap. This young Egyptian woman said to me, in the contest between my Islam and my feminism will win. These are 2 Muslim women, one from Egypt, one from the UK, of South Asian descent, both of them at this conference, both of them members of Musawa. One of them wants a secular a secular feminism, and one wants an Islamic feminism. And we have to be prepared to give both of them what they want if we want this social sexual revolution to succeed. So that was my long-winded answer by way of which I can say, yes, you can, but it's complicated.